what were some of your favorite moments from It's Not That Simple?
Oh my gosh, what a question. I loved every part of this episode, and I know that might be a cop-out answer. I mean, if I had to pick, it would probably be the beginning, like 10, 15 minutes where all of the action sequences came in. I was just so thrown for a loop in the beginning when I thought we lost our man Rex. I was devastated. I was so ready for his character arc. Um, and so I guess I wouldn't say that was my favorite part because I was really worried and I was really sad. Um, and I was also worried for everyone on the Mars mission. It was crazy, but it was a good kind of crazy, you know? Um, it was a great episode. It was so well thought out. We hit all the things we needed to hit. Um, yeah, what was your favorite part, Megan?
Yeah, I agree that that first like 10 minutes, 15 minutes is definitely some of the more exciting things that happened this episode. I'm a little surprised. I don't know how you feel. We didn't lose any of our heroes in the Mars mission. Um, so I was wondering like maybe we'd lose like one of them, but I guess Duplicate was kind of our big death from these two
Yeah.
episodes. But Shrinking Ray, she pulled through.
Yeah, that was really surprising. I was not expecting that. I was ready to say peace out, Shrinking Ray.
Yeah.
Um, but she's back and I'm ready to see her what's next for her after she heals up. I also think some great parts of this episode were just like there was just so many smaller moments that really stood out to me. Um, like one thing I have written down here is immortal and when
Mm.
he just floats away after running
Yeah, yeah.
with Alan. That was hilarious. I loved that Oliver was walking now and calling Debbie mama. There was just so many small things that really made this episode stand out to me. Um, it was really, really great. But I guess we can kind of hop in and start going through the episode more into detail. What do you have any other thoughts about the Lizard League run-in?
Yeah, well, like you said, I was a little taken aback that Rex actually did get shot in the head, and that for a second it looked like he had bitten the dust, but then, kind of a nice surprise to see him get up and then absolutely pulverize King Lizard
The
with
boat,
his like bone arm hand.
that was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty aw it was probably the only time in this episode where I kind of like audibly, you know, said something or like gasped.
Yeah, no, I was sitting there and I was like, how is he beating King Lizard up with the bone of his hand? Like that's cra he had so much fight in him that he was like, no, I'm gonna destroy this guy with my bone hand.
Yeah, I that's gotta like hurt, right? To freaking just pummel someone with that, like
He just yeah, it was the adrenaline, man. He was pulling through it and
yeah.
I was so happy he did. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite characters, which I thought I would never say back in season one. I just thought he was, our douchebag character, but I have a special place in my heart for Rex. So I can't wait to see what happens next with him.
Yeah, me too. He's definitely he's definitely growing on me for sure.
Speaking,
And
oh, you go.
oh, well, like we mentioned last episode, neither Bree nor I have read the comics. I've kind of brushed up a little bit on some of the lore, some of the characters to come, but I don't know, beat for beat what happens. So I just wanted to reiterate that for anyone that might have missed that in the previous episode.
Yeah, but we're going in completely blind, so we'll see how our reactions continue to grow as we watch more episodes. But continue, or speaking of growing, those damn sequids, man.
Yeah, those guys are those guys won't let up.
No, they will not back down. I was so worried for our man Shapesmith. I thought he was going to be taken out. And he was just making me laugh when he was like, it tickles.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like he's so adorable and endearing. I don't want to lose our man Shapesmith, but so I'm glad that he also came out on the other side of that fight.
Yeah, and I also like how he just does not break his like human persona. He has not shifted back to his Martian form.
No, it's cute. I love him. I'm excited to see what they do with him.
He's
But
cool, yeah.
that Mars mission scene was really crazy. I loved seeing Immortal and Invincible's relationship. It's interesting to see Immortal try to take on like emotions.
Yeah. He's definitely it seems like he's becoming a little bit more complex. Um, even though, he I mean, perhaps out of anyone on the show, and we can talk about this later, but he might like talk the most like a cartoon, like superhero.
Yeah.
He has like such a gruff voice. Like his delivery is so like in a good way, like a little over the top.
Yeah, it works. It works really well for the character of Immortal. I think he is like the most by the book kind of superhero.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the fact that he is literally immortal. But he's just like strong, you know, big guy. So I'm so curious to see what they do with his character. I wrote down immortal crying, make him weaker.
Why is he showing emotion? Um,
And I'll say it, guys. No one come at me. I am pro male feeling their emotions. Shout out to Immortal for feeling his emotions, but I'm worried for him and what that means for his strength and his superpowers. Is he gonna lose it all because he misses duplicate?
yeah. If he becomes suicidal, does
Oh
he
my God,
just come back from that again and again? Like, how does that work?
terrible.
Yeah. I suppose someone, depending on how he's killed, maybe has to kind of bring him back. I don't really know, like, if he
Yeah.
heals completely on his own, like Invincible. But there's a really small but a cool moment in this Mars mission scene where, Rudy makes that device that's gonna essentially take out the Sequids,
Mhm.
and Immortal's like, I got it, like, let me take it to the astronaut and do it. Then Mark kind of slips in and grabs it, and then pretty effortlessly just kind of moves Immortal to the side, and just points out that, Mark is stronger and faster, and Immortal knows that. And Immortal is a little angry at first, understandably, but then he kind of is like, yeah, like, you're right, don't mess up. So I thought that was really interesting, especially kind of seeing where, if anyone remembers at the start of season two, it opens with, another dimension where that Mark is fighting Immortal, and they seem to be like decently matched. Um, But in this episode, I just thought it was really interesting how easily Mark kind of moves him out of the way. And Alan does a little bit of that later in the episode that we'll get to. But
Yeah. Well, and it's also, now that you bring that up, the the fact that Invincible says he's stronger and faster than Immortal, it makes me think that Mark is finally starting to understand his powers and how powerful he truly is. Because I
mm,
feel like in the past he knows he's powerful, but he doesn't fully know how to tap into that yet and feel that confidence in himself. So I think that was like a really important moment for him to kind of step back and realize like, oh, I am stronger and faster than you.